Travellers face chaos at Britain's busiest airports for several weeks as massive queues and cancelled flights continue to derail families' Easter getaways. More than 1,140 flights have been grounded at Heathrow, Gatwick, Manchester, and Birmingham since the much-anticipated school holidays began, with airlines EasyJet and British Airways both cutting 60 and 98 flights respectively in a single day yesterday. The unprecedented bedlam is being blamed mostly on staffing shortages and recruitment challenges, and a sudden surge in passenger numbers, both caused by COVID and the curbs which have been in place for most of the past 2 years. Have you experienced airport delays? Email jack.writemailonline.uk or tipsdale email. Yesterday Karen Smart was forced to resign as Managing Director of Manchester Airports Group, which owns Manchester, Stansted and East Midlands airports, after just 2 years in the post. Airport management were due to meet political leaders and unions to discuss the ongoing situation, after Blackley and Broughton MP Graham Stringer furiously challenged Manchester's management to get a grip or get out. And unions are warning that the carnage is set to go on throughout the summer because of the delays in processing counter-terror checks needed for new airport staff, with some said to be taking 30 weeks instead of the usual 14 to 15 while civil servants WFH. In a statement, MAG Chief Executive Charlie Cornish said, "Over the last 2 years, Karen has guided Manchester Airport through the most challenging period of its 84-year history, having made a major contribution to MAG throughout her time with the business. I am sorry to lose Karen after her years of valuable service, but also understand her desire to return to the South for family reasons and indeed to explore new career opportunities. While there are sure to be further challenges ahead, I am confident we will soon start to see the benefits of the recovery plans Karen has helped put in place and look forward to working with Ian and his leadership team to drive them forward." Yesterday, passengers at Manchester were spotted jumping over barriers and abandoning their luggage in a desperate attempt to make their flights, according to Nikki Kelvin, head of travel website PointSky UK. Meanwhile at Heathrow, a male passenger in his early 30s collapsed while queuing as staff shortages left people waiting for hours to clear passport control. Travellers face chaos at Britain's busiest airports including Heathrow, Gatwick and Manchester. More than 1,140 flights have been grounded at a number of major airports including Manchester. The unprecedented bedlam is being blamed mostly on staffing shortages and recruitment challenges. Manchester, the UK's third busiest airport, has been mired in chaos in recent weeks. Karen Smart has resigned as Managing Director of Manchester Airports Group, which owns Manchester, Stansted and East Midlands airports, after just 2 years in the post, the company confirmed this afternoon. EasyJet cancels more than 220 flights due to COVID staff shortages to leave some passengers stranded amid airport chaos. EasyJet has cancelled more than 220 flights, blaming the disruption on high levels of staff sickness due to COVID. At least 222 flights have been axed since Friday, including 62 that had been scheduled for Monday alone, the majority of which were cancelled at short notice on Saturday. COVID infection numbers are some of the highest they have been since the start of the pandemic. An EasyJet spokesperson said yesterday, "As a result of the current high rates of COVID infections across Europe, like all businesses, EasyJet is experiencing higher than usual levels of employee sickness. We have taken action to mitigate this through the rostering of additional standby crew this weekend. However, with the current levels of sickness, we have also decided to make some cancellations in advance." They said the focus was on consolidating flights where we have multiple frequencies so customers have more options to rebook their travel, often on the same day. They added, "Unfortunately, it has been necessary to make some additional cancellations for today and tomorrow. We are sorry for any inconvenience this may cause to customers on affected flights. We have made 62 preemptive cancellations for flights to and from the UK for tomorrow, which represents a small proportion tomorrow's total flying program, which was planned to be more than 1,645 flights. We cancelled the majority of these yesterday." Eyewitness Jessica Oliver told Mail Online, "I just walked past and he was on the floor. There were people helping him. I don't know if it was dehydration or very low blood sugar, but it's very hot and staff are handing out water bottles. It was also chaotic at Amsterdam, but I've never seen anything like this." The man's current condition is unknown and Heathrow Airport has been contacted for an update. Travelers also took to social media to share photos of huge queues stretching up to 4 hours long, with one person writing, "Chaos at Heathrow Airport arrivals. Some people have been standing here for the past 4 hours and the queues are not moving. What is causing the disruption?" Another passenger added, 3-hour plus clearing immigration's wait at Terminal 3 for under 2 hours European flight. Still nowhere near through. No one giving any updates. And while sat in Terminal 5 at Heathrow, Hannah Swales told Mail Online about her shambolic return flight from Dubai. She said, "We were delayed from Dubai for 3 hours and then had to be rebooked on the next available flight. We were to stay in Heathrow Airport with no luggage and no access to medication in our luggage." Paul Charles, chief executive of travel consultancy the PC Agency, said, "Airlines are certainly seeing a high level of demand to fly, but are simply unable to cope with that demand due to a lack of resources. It's a nightmare situation for airlines and airports at the moment." Martin Chalk, General Secretary of the Pilots Union BALPA, also told The Telegraph, "The chaos witnessed at British airports may well be repeated throughout the summer because airlines, laden with debt, have not yet rehired enough staff. The rise in bookings is overtaking the number of airline staff being hired, which is being further exacerbated by security checks." An industry source further blamed the vetting process, saying it can take up to 6 months before someone is able to come in and do a job at an airport. But a spokesperson for the Department for Transport contended the aviation industry is responsible for resourcing at airports, adding, "They manage their staff absences, although we want to see minimal disruption for passengers during the Easter period." The requirement for counter-terrorist checks for aviation security staff is important for the protection of the traveling public, and the government continues to process these security clearances in a timely manner. There were also reports of travel chaos at Heathrow and Gatwick airports on Monday, as well as long delays at Dover and a train blockage in the Channel Tunnel. Heathrow warned passengers of possible delays, tweeting, "We continue to advise passengers arrive 3 hours prior to their scheduled departure time as we are not able to estimate queue times ahead of journeys, due to them being influenced by a significant range of factors." Long queues were also reported at Birmingham from 7:45 a.m. yesterday, with one passenger warning others to get here early. Another traveller, Luca Beckett, said she was trapped on a grounded plane for 40 minutes on Sunday due to a lack of staff. She told Birmingham Live, "We should have been home at around 10 p.m, but got in sometime after midnight. It was horrific." This follows a week of reported mass disruption with more than 1,100 flights cancelled throughout the UK. In the week up to April 3rd, a total of 1,143 flights were cancelled from and to the UK, compared with just 197 flights cancelled the same week in 2019. The carnage is set to go on throughout the summer because of the delays in processing counter-terror checks needed for new airport staff, with some said to be taking 30 weeks instead of the usual 14 to 15 while civil servants work from home. Pictured, passengers queuing at Heathrow this afternoon. Passengers queue early on Tuesday for security at Manchester Airport's Terminal 1, as travel chaos continues at airports and ports as the Easter holidays get underway. Long queues seen yesterday as passengers arrive at Heathrow Airport's Terminal 2 for the start of their Easter holiday. The latest figures show British Airways cancelled 662 flights while EasyJet axed 357 last week, according to data from Cirium, which carries out aviation analysis. But some of these totals are based on historical cancellations and were flights axed months ago. Pictured left and right, huge queues for security at Manchester Airport. Eurotunnel passengers face 3-hour delays after train is halted in the Channel Tunnel. Eurotunnel passengers face a 3-hour delay on Monday morning due a train being halted in the Channel Tunnel. Eurotunnel, the vehicle-carrying railway tunnel that connects Folkestone with Coquelles beneath the English Channel, is reporting a 3-hour delay to services. The travel firm, which is separate from the passenger-only Eurostar service, said it was due to a train stopped in the tunnel. Due to a train stop temporarily in the tunnel, our service is currently experiencing delays. Please check in as planned. Apologies for this, Eurotunnel said on Twitter.